Is clutter causing chaos in your studio? Come on in and let's talk about the Ohio principle. So today I wanted to show you my crafting table, and this is where I film typically. I had a class that I taught a week ago Tuesday evening, and I still haven't got that cleaned up yet. And I want to talk a little bit about the Ohio principle today, and that is only handle it once. But you can see I've got stuff left from my class. I've got some things that came in the mail that I need to get put away. There's some cards that were left from an earlier video this week. This is where I had pulled one of my incoming Stampin' Arounds. This is a leftover card that I need to get a box made for, a box of pens. This is a scrap card that I made so that I could use up this little rectangle right here and the butterfly. These things are all left over from my card class that I did. And then I've got my travel case that needs to have the roller run on it to get my kitty's hair off of it. So let's get started, and I'll show you how I get this stuff cleaned up in just a matter of a few minutes. And the reason that I wanted to talk about this little topic today is because I think clutter brings chaos to my mind, and it messes with my creativity mojo. And I know lots of folks have a complete craft room that looks like this, and it makes it very challenging for them to be creative. So let me get started, and I'll talk you through what I'm going to do with this stuff today. First thing I'm going to do is to get my extra sticky pet roller, and this came from Amazon, and I'm just going to roll it over my case. And I'm going to do that off camera because it's too big to get it up underneath the camera. But in just a matter of a few seconds, I'm going to have all this lint completely off my case. And I don't know if you can see it or not, but there it all is. And now I'm going to take a second and go put my case away. So I'm going to handle it once and get it done. Now the next thing I'm going to do is sort out these things that are just easy to put away. These are some scissors that I carry with me for extra supplies when I do a little class. These are some card blanks and envelopes that I used in my class. And these are some microfine pens that I used in my class. They all have a spot in a drawer on the other side of the studio. I'm going now and put them away. This is part of a paper pack that I used for making the card blanks that go with the card class, and here's an example of what we made. There is some more of this paper over on the paper rack, so that's where that's going. Okay. The next thing to get put away are these cards that are completely finished. And I know they're finished because they're in the sleeves and they've all got envelopes. These, this one will go in the thank you drawer. This one will go in the thinking of you drawer. This one I'll put in the thinking of you drawer, as well as this one. My sticky roller is next, and I'm going to pull the old paper off. Put that in the trash can. And put my wrapper back on it. And it has a spot in a drawer. I'm going to go put it away. This is trash. It's going in the trash can. I'm working down to things that have to be finished still, and I'm going to go for the easiest stuff first. So this is the roll around that I got the other day. I need to make an impression of it. It goes right, whoop, it has to go in a new case. So that's going there. This is one that I got in a while ago, and the rubber feels really old to me. So I'm going to do a test run. Hang on a minute, because I want to show you a trick on that before it's mounted. Let me get my Misty out, because I want to use that for this one for sure. And I'll take the foam layer out. I've got to get a little space going here. There we are. I keep a spare sheet cut, and when I fill it, then I'll make another one in case I find some more of these that I just can't live without. Gracious sakes, you'd be surprised what you can't live without. I thought this was a really cute stamp, and specifically I thought it would be fun to cut it apart and maybe make some road signs or something out of it. Pack it in, pack it out. So that's good. Now, let me show you. This goes in here. This one gets cleaned. I'm going to use a baby wipe to clean that with today. Set that aside. This one goes in the case. And I'm going to wait to walk across the room and do both of these cases at one time, because I want to see, first of all, I want to do a test on that one to see if it will actually stamp or not. And I have a piece of scratch paper here to do that on, because if it doesn't stamp, then I'm going to throw it out. I will need the foam piece back, because this does not have any easy foam on it. I decided I would try it first and see if it would actually even stamp. Now, here's the trick. Hang on a second. I sometimes buy stamps that are not mounted, and I learned this little trick on a YouTube channel called Ceri, C-E-R-I. And you can take a glue stick on a piece of rubber like this and use it this way. I'm so thrilled to find this out, because I really didn't want to mount this, and I didn't want to have anything permanent on my Misty that I couldn't get off. So now we'll see if that will actually make an impression. Oh, and it does. How fun is that? Great. So now this one will go actually into this case. And in just a matter of a few minutes, we'll be done with this part of the mess. So I need to reset this stamp. I better clean it first, so it doesn't mess up my paperwork over here. And I'll probably have to put a little more oohoo on here. This is the other really good glue that I like. You know, I've shown you that big fat one that I use for glue stick work, and this is the other one, the oohoo stick. I guess that's how you say it, I'm not sure. Okay, so this is for the impression. There we go. That's good enough for me to tell what's actually in there. And the oohoo stick will wipe off with water, because you know it's a water-soluble glue. It comes right on off. And then this little guy's going to go and live in this case right here. And the cover goes back in. And these two are ready to put in their drawer. Now, I want to show you the drawer, because when I pull things out of the drawer over here, that's Cordelia. I leave my drawer open. And I do that for a reason, and that it just makes it a lot easier to find out where things go, and then they're done. So let's go back to the mess. We're almost finished. I think it's important when you have a large studio like I do to have a place for everything in it. Missy's going back in its drawer where it lives, right next to me here. Through with my Oohoo stick, I'm putting it away. I have things right handy to me to put things away. Now, these are leftover card kits from my class. I have a file that is for cards that need to be finished that are left over from classes. And when I have someone that comes in that's just learning how to stamp and needs to make some cards and then take some home, that's what I'll be using these for. And these are the spare parts for these cards, but they all have spare parts in them. So I'm going to put this in my stash of labels and tags, but first I'm going to put these away. Now I have on my Gramercy cart, I have a file called Sentiments, and I'm going to put these in with the sentiments because they're very useful to have to pull just whenever you might need them. This is a little scrap of paper. It's going in the trash. It's no longer relevant and not worth my time to figure out where it went. I also have a place that I keep little bags for these kinds of things, so I'm going to go put that away. These cards need to be finished. This is going to be just a basic thinking of you card, so I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside. However, I have some labels, and the first thing I do is to put my label on the back. And I print these. They're just Avery labels. I print them and have them available, and then when I'm through with the labels, this is what I use to mount my double stick foam tape on so that I can cut it more easily. I'll put these away. I keep them on a little clip on my Gramercy cart so they're easy to use. Now, to finish this card, I need an envelope and I need a clear bag, and then it needs to go in the box with my cards that are available for donation. So that's where this one's going. Now I have this piece that, we just printed, and it goes in Christmas stuff, and I'm just going to put it over on the shelf with the Christmas things. Christmas is a totally different breed of cat, and once I start doing Christmas cards, it really gets crazy around here. Okay, now this is my spare bow maker. I'm going to put it over on my other craft desk. It has a little spot that it lives. These are some little small glue bottles that I fixed for the people that came to the class. They all took one home with their extra cards. So these are extra glue bottles, and I'll set them over on my other desk with the rest of the glue bottles. This is my pin that I used to unstick those glue bottles, and I have a little I can't bring it over because it's attached to the light, but I have a little pin cushion that my sister made for me that I keep these in, and it's on the other table. These are some boxes that I like to store cards in that are going for donation, and so they need to go over on the shelf waiting for more cards for donation. This is a birthday card that I'm not going to show you because my friend will probably see this before she gets her card. But I have not got it addressed. I need an envelope. I'll get that ready to go in the mail this afternoon. This little one needs a box that's to be made, and I am going to put it in the butterfly drawer because I do not want to take time to make a box for that today. But it's not finished, so it's going back in the drawer. These are some YouTube thoughts that I've been having, and I need to get those put in my notebook. in a more organized fashion. This is my little notebook. And I like to do that with a cup of coffee when I can sit down and think clearly about things. So that's where this is going to live in the meantime. And it also has a little spot over on my other craft desk. This is a bookmark that I'm going to send to a friend. So I'm going to put that with my birthday card that needs to be mailed out today. This is a card that I've been studying that a friend of mine made, and I'm working on it. So it's a work in progress. And I have a spot for those over on my little desk that's over here, and it will live there for a while. Now, this is my layers chart. It gives me all the dimensions for all different kinds of things, and it lives in a clear sleeve over next to my addresses that are in the same type of arrangement, so it's good to go. And I'll just slip it right over here out of the way. Now I'll wipe off my surface. This is a little booklet that I'm going through, and I'm going to put that in with my thoughts notebook. Now the only thing I have left to do today is to clean my stamps that I used to make my reminders that clutter causes chaos. But if you use the Ohio principle, you can get through it in just a matter of a few minutes. So this is Julia, and I hope this thought process helps you to keep your clutter manageable. We all have it, and if we deal with it, I think it helps our creative mojo stay in high gear. And I hope you have a great week, and I'll talk to you again soon. Oh, and this is going in the trash. Bye.